Hello, my dear health seekers. Inga from Health Origins here. So today, an exciting video. I wanted to share a little bit more about me, my personal life, and my personality with you guys, because I think it's important for you to know what's behind the camera. I wanted for you guys to get to know me a bit more. So I wanted to share some aspects that are important in my life, like spirituality, for example. So since 2021, I've kind of started looking into spirituality topics, and that is really intrigued me, and it's quite important part of my everyday life now. So I've got an exciting guest to introduce to you, Andrew, who's going to be telling you a little bit more about this new spiritual business he's starting now. So I wanted to introduce you to Andrew. Hello, Andrew.
Hi, Inga. Thank you for
Oh,
having me on your channel.
yeah, you're very welcome. How are you?
Very, very good. Yeah, it's
Yes. So
exciting times.
what is this new business that you're starting? Tell us all about it. And perhaps maybe before even we go into about the business, how did it come about? I think people are interested in the story of how people get to opening a spiritual business to begin with.
Yeah, very good questions. And if you had asked me 5 years ago, I'd be giving you a very different answer. It was for me 4.5 years ago, I had my spiritual awakening. It was kind of, you don't plan these things, they just happen. And my life has changed dramatically since then. Um, I would say prior to this moment, May 2020, I was just fumbling my way through life like probably a lot of other people. Lots of unhealed traumas, and a limited set of tools to manage that. Also, the result really was that I just wasn't turning up and being the best version of myself. I'd say really the awakening moment. It kind of made me see things differently. I all of a sudden realized that there was just more to life than what I'd initially thought. I'd, I got a real interest in kind of different spiritual modalities and work with lots of different practitioners, and some were great and some just not so great.
I definitely can relate to you because to me, I was not spiritual at all whatsoever until 2021. Like I said, when I started watching some more kind of truth videos and things like that, and just slowly, that opened up my eyes to the whole new world. And I was so excited about all of this new information, and trying it all. And yeah, it's definitely exciting path.
Yeah, it is exciting is definitely one word. It's not all rosy in the garden though. I mean, some of the things you go through, the kind of shadow work and the self-discovery, the healing and the transformation, all of those things are quite a challenge, but it's absolutely worth doing. I would like in my experience to doing a master's degree in spirituality. It's
Mhm.
something that when I did my university degree way back when, I didn't particularly want to do it. It was just something that I kind of felt obliged to do. Whereas this is something that I'm incredibly passionate about and excited by.
Yeah, I can totally relate. I didn't like my uni either. Yeah, now when we are kind of more aware of what we are, what we want, and we discovering our passions, we look at the education and new knowledge so differently, don't we?
Yeah, it just feels right. I mean, I'll go into things in a bit more detail in a moment, but when things resonate with you, you sort of remembering things from maybe a past life or what, you sort of, it feels right what you're learning and you're being taught versus maybe the education system way of forcing their sort of beliefs on you, and you've just got to sort of accept it.
By the way, Andrew, tell us your second name. I forgot, sorry, I should have introduced you fully.
It's Andrew Murray.
Andrew Murray, there you go. But we'll tell you all about it, how to reach out to Andrew. But first, we want to know how you can help us. What kind of modalities and things you can help us with your spiritual business, and what's the name of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, just to kind of sort of give you a bit of a flavor as to why I'm doing this, I think once you've done the inner work and you've kind of went within and healed and done all the things that a spiritual awakening does for you, I think it's important to then become of service to others. And I've been doing this unofficially for the past year since leaving my corporate job. And then I think when it comes to like timing, or as I like to say, divine timing, there's a reason why it's taken me maybe the past year to get to a point of launching my business. Things just seem to have like slotted in, and it's now the right time. So my spiritual coaching business is called Thrive in the Matrix.
Wow, what a name, Andrew.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do get many compliments for that. And I mean, yes, I obviously I created that name, but the name seemed to come to me rather than me sort of thinking and writing things down on paper and wondering what name to use. That sort of came like channeled into me.
Hmm.
So yeah, I can't take full credit for that.
Amazing. Yeah. So what sort of things you can help us with your business then?
Yeah, so my four areas of specialism are real history, holistic health, which I know is a topic close to your heart,
Yeah.
energy work, and abundance. So I
Mm.
can go into each of those in a bit more detail,
Yeah,
which will give you a bit
please.
more context. So if you think of real history, I'm not talking about like colonial his story, which we're taught in school. Um, it's really about unlearning a lot of what we've been taught and going on an exciting journey of learning about our real origins and why we're here.
Discovering the true facts, right?
Yeah, there's a huge difference between what we've been taught and what the actual truth is. And one of the areas we look at really is like the ancient wisdoms that have been used from by our ancestors, advanced civilizations, sacred sites,
Mm-hmm.
Tatarian architecture, and even a controversial topic such as extraterrestrials. And we'll touch on that because I think all of those things combined, it kind of brings to life our real origins and why we're here as well, most importantly.
Mm. Yeah, I guess yes. I think a lot of people would have asked themselves in their life, why we're here, what's our purpose, what we're doing here, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's odd because I think there's a meme going around on the internet where it's kind of it highlights that a lot of people are on the hamster wheel, but they don't seem to stop for a moment and question what they're doing, why they're here. And I think it's sad, really. But hopefully, the more people who wake up, that will change.
Yeah, I think more and more people are kind of now stopping and COVID lockdown, I think was quite a good opportunity for a lot of people to kind of stop and think, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, for me personally, that was the time of my awakening, and I know yours was soon after. So
Mm.
it definitely had a huge impact on the collective.
Yeah, yeah. Great. So what's the second pillar?
Yeah, so holistic health, it's about rediscovering the old ways. So prior to the last like 150 years or so, think of like the Industrial Revolution, um, big pharmaceutical industry starting, and the education system. All of these things meant that it shifted the way humans live on the earth. I think we lived more in harmony with nature prior to that. And Mother Nature, Mother Earth has provided plants for every ailment, but a lot of that is being hidden from us and censored and all these different things.
Yeah, yeah,
I do touch on like the three pillars of health, so diet, exercise, and sleep.
yeah.
But there's so many other like subgenres, if you like, such as
Mm,
acupuncture, grounding barefoot on the earth,
yeah.
breath work, cold water therapy, meditation, and even sun gazing. All of those things are very, can be, if they're done correctly, be very, very good for your health.
Yeah, I've definitely experimented with pretty much all of them. Acupuncture, I haven't had acupuncture yet, but all other things, yes, definitely delved in and looked in to all of them. Basically, the closer to not the way natural things, closer to nature we get, the healthier it is for us, isn't it, really?
Yeah, exactly, and that's sort of again forgotten. We're
Mm,
living so unnaturally now. So just using like grounding on the earth, whether it be on grass or sand or any form of earth, it feels right. You're getting like the electrons from the earth, and it
yeah.
heals your body, and you can feel it. And it's not even, it doesn't take a long time. You can almost instantly feel it. I'll give you an example. I was training for a half marathon several years ago, and I'd watched this documentary on earthing, grounding. It's
Mm,
called Earthing, and I was I was not really fit, so I was kind of struggling after my run, and my heart was beating out my chest, and I just felt like really hot and like not very good. And then I just watched this documentary, so I thought, let's put it to the test. And
mm,
I took my trainers off and my socks off, and then I stood on the grass. And it was within 1 second, I felt instantly calm and cool. My body temperature seemed to cool, and my heart rate regulated. And I
yeah.
was like, wow, this is a real thing. This isn't just some kind of woo-woo
Yeah.
stuff. It's actually, it works.
It's amazing. Yeah, you literally just need to touch it, the ground, with your bare, foot or, your hand or whatever, and you just kind of discharge all like the negative kind of static energy and stuff you accumulate, isn't it? So that's quite a big part of it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then the next one is energy work. So energy work is actually part of holistic health, but because it's such a vast subject in its own right, I've kind of separated it out because it does
Mm,
go into some other areas which I'll talk about. Um, so everything is energy, and energy is everything. You may have heard that mentioned before.
yeah, energy, frequency, and vibration. We're all that, aren't we?
As
Everything.
Nikola Tesla had
Yeah.
quoted, as soon as we
Yeah.
start understanding that and living in accordance with that, life will be very different.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, so in the not too distant past, people would go to their local village shaman to heal their body, their mind, and their soul.
Hmm.
Today, unfortunately, people go to their local GP, and I kind of regard those people, I'm sure they're lovely, but they're kind of drug dealers wearing a white coat.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what they're taught, aren't they? Just how to prescribe some meds. That's, how the current medical system works, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think like anything in life, really, if you follow the money, you understand sort of who created the information and the sort of the curriculum, if you like, for the medical industry, and you see where it came from and who funded it. And then, as you say, these people they're just following what they've been taught, and doing what they think is the right thing, but it's not always the case. So, having
Exactly.
that awareness is really important.
And it's shocking that nutrition's such a massive and hugely important topic. They only get, a couple of hours of that throughout the whole, 4 or 6 years or whatever they do.
Yeah.
That's just shocking, isn't it, really?
It's mind blowing. But it's why we are in the state we're in. Ultimately, people's health's never been as bad, and there's a reason for that. So again, it's just about going back to the old ways, really. And I can really help people with that. I can help people heal from their traumas. There's different tools such as plant medicines, crystals, hertz music, Reiki, Tantra, and I actually think most important of all, spiritual protection.
Yeah. Well, tell me a bit about Tantra. I don't know much about that. What's that? Is that just to do with sex or is just intimacy in general?
Yeah, it's one of the kind of common misconceptions that people think of tantra as just like sex and it's all kind of
Mm.
a bit naughty, but in reality, actually, it's all energy work. So it's moving the energy around the body. There's lots of different tantra in itself as a subject, but it's you can do a lot of energetic healing. And obviously, if you are with a loved one, it can amplify your experience. It's a beautiful thing. And I really do encourage anyone who's interested to explore that. My partner and I actually went on a retreat to learn about it, and it's fascinating. It's a really it's a beautiful subject.
Yeah, definitely. Very intriguing. Yeah.
And the last thing, Inga, is abundance. So we are living in the matrix, whether we like it or not. It's a what
Mhm.
I believe is a 3D simulation, and I think once you understand that and understand there's a specific set of rules that we're all supposed to adhere to, I think once you've got that sort of understanding, you can start to use it to your advantage and to thrive in this
Yeah.
environment.
If we're in the matrix still before, before we kind of really got out of it, right? Which I hope we will, soon. But while we're still in it, we need to make the best of it, right?
Yeah, I think even although things will improve, I think the collective will eventually wake up slowly but surely, and the matrix as we know it will get better. It has to. It can't really get too much worse. But
Hmm.
it's sort of while we're here, while we're incarnated on the Earth plane in the Earth school, there's ways of making it more enjoyable, more abundant, and just having a better time here. Because yeah, I think the general feeling in the collective is it's a bit heavy.
Yeah.
So what I actually focus on is techniques such as like the law of attraction, affirmations, acceptance, practicing gratitude, and
Hmm.
those types of techniques can help people find a soulmate, a soul tribe. And also there's things such as I can help people with investments, so things like cryptocurrency, and ultimately help people to create a life full of love and freedom.
Yeah, I think don't we all want more of that, especially abundance, right? Financial abundance. I know that's kind of on my radar quite highly because, only when we free up more of our time that we then have time to dedicate to help more people, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Obviously I think there's a reason where we live in like a debt-based system, the financial system, and it functions because of debt, and there'll never be an end to that because that's how it works. So there's ways of getting out of that.
Yeah,
It's not.
to keep us busy and distracted, right? So we'd never kind of even stop to think that it could be some different way.
Yeah, because if everybody was financially abundant and they didn't have to be on the hamster wheel, they would have that time to sort of reflect and understand the kind of their surroundings and the world we're living in. Start
Mm,
to maybe ask some difficult questions of our politicians, and really sort of stand up and challenge some of the bad things that are going on in the world. So
um,
it's much better for them to have us all busy and worrying about the next paycheck coming in to pay the bills, because that means their lives are easier. They're not getting challenged as much as they perhaps would.
exactly, exactly. When we are too busy surviving,
Yeah,
not a lot of people have a chance to just kind of even take a breather and stop and think about things. Yeah,
definitely.
well, that's all
Yeah,
exciting, Andrew. I really, really wish you all the best. I'm sure, a lot of people need that information, even more so these days. So how can people reach out to you? How do they find you?
yeah. Well, I mean, firstly, I want to be of service to others, but I'm looking for a specific type of person to help. So I'm looking for like open-minded and spiritually curious people. So I'm sure a lot of people on your channel, Inga, are maybe like-minded. So I'm really keen to speak to people and understand if there's a good like synergy there between us.
Hmm.
So what I offer is a free 15-minute like consultation. I've got a Calendly link, which I'm sure you can post under the video,
Yeah,
and that
will
gives
do.
people an opportunity just to speak to me and just to see kind of where they're at and where I can then help. So that's kind of what I'm offering really.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I'll link the link down below for anybody that would like to explore this further and have a chat to Andrew, see if it's a good fit to work together. But thank you so much, Andrew. That was really interesting information, and kind of thank you for introducing this topic of spirituality into my channel. So
No,
yeah.
you're welcome. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.